we understand that we didn't do anything to deserve the love that you have provided. Now, may our lives look like that. And may our lives show that to those who never do things to deserve our love. Let us give it freely. In your name we pray. Amen. Now be seated. Kids, if you're in here, I think Miss Mary's right there in the VIP section. Now, this is as church as you can get. I promise you this. We had to carry in extra chairs. Don't clap. And yet you left 2 open. Look at that. Look at that. You would rather sit as far back as you could get or against the wall. We even have overflow rooms with TVs broadcast. I mean, because we're big time, right? Thank you. And then y'all would let him sit there alone. Newly baptized, and he'll learn, right? He'll learn. He's new. I have 4 creams, right? In my 3rd cup. But I'm cold now. It's cold in there, isn't it, Clayton? Nobody out there believes us. They all got baptized up north. Yeah, I know, and y'all don't believe it's cold here. Trust me, it's cold here. Let me just real quick, and I want to introduce a few people or acknowledge a few people, and then also ask something of you. Is that okay? It doesn't matter. We're going to do it anyway. Who am I kidding? So if you work, we did this Wednesday night, so you're used to it. If you work in our coffee ministry, it means you work on the trailer, you work in the coffee shop, or you work bagging coffee, shipping coffee. That would you just stand up real quick for me? Just stand up. Don't clap. Don't clap. Don't clap. Don't clap. Don't clap. Not yet. Not yet. That's not why they do that, and that's not why we're having them stand. So is that everybody? Because a lot of people are too humble to stand up sometimes. So let me look real quick. Okay, so these guys right here, man, they go over and above, and I've said this, y'all just keep standing too, don't sit down yet. They go over and above, and I tell you, I say things and I get in trouble sometimes, so just bear with me. If you think I'm getting ready to say something and it's bad, I apologize ahead of time. Coffee ministry to me is more important than you sitting in these pews listening to me preach today. It really is. Because what they're doing is, the byproduct is, people over in Guatemala they're in a church today because of what they're doing. You have the freedom to just roll up in here, ride your bike, walk in, drive your car, whatever. They don't have that opportunity. They're literally going through some stuff to even get to where you're sitting, okay? And literally, because these guys right here are doing it so involvement. This week, these 2 right here on the end there, Jack and Ann, they've been at church more than I have this week. They're doing packing and shipping now, so they do all of our coffee inventory and we're doing this because Rick and Sandy are out of town for extended months maybe because Sandy's sister has cancer and they've had to go to Missouri and take care of her. So Rick is on the phone with all these guys and they're managing the group and he's trying to keep the team going. Jeff and Jenny are in the coffee shop today watching and taking care, and they're here every Wednesday doing our market. Here's the problem. With Rick and Sandy gone, it leaves some voids. And we need a couple, just 2 more people, to fill in a Sunday morning a month, once a month, to fill in for Rick and Sandy. And when he comes back into town, he's going to take that month, so you'd be off again. But if you'll do that, if you'll just go to the coffee shop this morning after church and see Jeff and Jenny and say, we'll take that Sunday. All you do is show up on Sunday morning early. It is early. It's at like 8 o'clock. And you prepare the coffee for every one of you who's coming in. And then you stay and you clean it all up. And they're usually out of here by noon. Oh, you're out? I'm not even done by noon. What are you talking about? 12:30. Right, yeah, you might be the last one to the Waffle House. All right, okay? Or the Pancake House. You are the last one to the Pancake House. Okay, so there is a sacrifice there. No, come on. Pretend this is NASCAR or something. We stand the whole time. No, y'all go ahead and be seated. Y'all go be seated. But now you can clap for those guys. And man, I still can't ever express the importance of our coffee ministry. It's not because it's cool to have a coffee shop. I promise. It's not that cool. It's a lot of work. Just ask these guys what time they have to get up and serve. And our markets are crazy, and every dollar, is coming back in to Pastor Raphael. Can you find Pastor Raphael real quick on Facebook? I want them to be able to put his name up there real fast on a screen or something. I want everybody here, if you're on, first, who voted MySpace? Don't say nobody. There's, Chaley, you have him. Oh, you have both. MySpace literally is up. I don't know if you knew that or not. It was the front runner to Facebook. No, it's on. It's active. Chaley still has hers up. It's crazy. Anyway, so good. You 4. You can't do this. Okay. Everybody else who picked Facebook? How many of y'all have a Facebook? No. How many of y'all don't have a Facebook? Seriously? Off the grid. Yeah, you're off the grid. Okay, now just you people who raised your hand that doesn't have Facebook, do you now have Instagram? No. Yes, put your hand up. Only those who raise their hand that don't have Facebook. Do you have Instagram? Right. Do you have Snapchat? No. Oh, now the rest of it's like, what was that? What's that? What else is there? Flip phone. How many of y'all got a flip phone? He does. No, y'all laugh. These two really have flip phones. I was texting Jerry. I exceeded his character limit in one sentence last night. He had to call me. He was like, can't read that many. And I had forgotten because I knew that. So that's cool. Why did I say that? Oh, so I want everybody who has Facebook, the rest of you losers, don't worry about it. No, I want you to find Pastor Raphael, and I want you to friend request him. He is the pastor we support. So you are a church planting church, right? We have helped him. We in partnership with our guys in Atlanta, this church is yours. Pastor Raphael is your pastor in Guatemala. I look at him as a co-pastor, literally. That's how important this stuff is, okay? Every dollar that we sell out of coffee goes right in his pocket for that church. That's all it does. So if you'll friend him, you'll see all the things. And if you're new to friending him, go back in his history and see the church, see the stuff, see when we first started going there and all this kind of stuff. And it's just cool to be able to, now he's on there all the time with these people he just baptized too. And it's just awesome to see his arms around him. There he is, Pastor Raphael. And Maria has a cell phone because of you all. We pay for her cell phone because they're separate a lot because he has to travel so far to go to the church. And for 4 days, they had zero communication. Because he had a phone from the church, she didn't have anything. So last time they were here, you all bought her a phone. So you can actually find her too. Her name's Maria Trejo. So if you look that up, nobody's writing her down. Taking a picture. Nobody.
I'm not really going to look at him. Yeah, this is good stuff, but I don't care.
It's okay. We'll get to the good stuff here in a minute, I guess. I don't know. No. All right, there you go. So do that. That's awesome. Awesome. If you can help, go to the coffee shop, please. And then I think Rick said we needed an alternate, too, for our market trailers. If you can work at one of our farmers markets, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday from 8 to 1. If you can just be an alternate in case somebody's sick. If you want to tell Jeff and Jenny you'll be on that list, too. We'll get you on the email list and so. That's enough. Enough of that stuff. Is that all right? Y'all are boring. You're going to have to wake up. I know it's cloudy, which just means you can't go to the beach, which just means we have all day. Right? Unless you're going to a flea market. No? What do y'all do when it's cloudy around here? Oh my gosh. What? You're going to sing an end song. Okay. I am? We have one? That's dolphin talk now, I heard. All right, let's go. Y'all been distracted enough? Good. That's what was the purpose of that. So we started 2 weeks ago before I went on vacation, and we talked about traveling light, getting rid of stuff. And you all really took that to heart. You did. You gave away some stuff, and people are calling me and telling me, I gave away this many things, that many things. Mally loaded up a pickup truck of stuff and took it to the dumpster, and it was That's fun. She wasn't going to clean her room any other way, so might as well. You ever met anybody like that? We've had two families that we knew of that their house got so dirty they just moved. They did it twice when they were here. I'm like, I see what you're doing. Y'all don't do that? Okay, good. But so we talked about that, and I just want to warn you, that was easy. Getting rid of your stuff was easy compared to what we're going to talk about today. Because today, you might actually go, oh, yes, I need to do that. Absolutely. That is me. But then you're not. Okay? Getting rid of your stuff, you're like, I need to throw some stuff away. And you went home and you grabbed something and you threw it away and you felt good. That's good. And it was kind of okay. This one, I promise. And I'm one of those preachers, I told you a few times. I don't do it and then bring you to it. I do it with you. Okay? So I'm preaching to me, literally. There is no real experience here today other than I believe it will work. I believe we need to do it, and this is something we need to get rid of. So we're talking about getting rid and letting go of distractions. Things that take our mind off of the really important stuff. Sort of how I distracted you a little bit with maybe what you were thinking of was the most important. Because that's the cool thing. In your life, I can poll you in here and I'll ask you, what's the most important thing in your life? And you'll have 100 different answers. Or 1,000. That's how many's in here. That's preacher counting, in case you're wondering. But we will. Everyone will have a different what's the most important thing in your life. And that is what you sort of focus on. And then you get really upset when you get distracted from it. When you feel it, when you don't put enough time or energy into the most important thing of your life, and then you sort of revamp. You're an automatic on this. You automatically do it. Problem, it's twofold. You don't necessarily have the right thing identified as the primary thing in your life. So then you don't understand when the distractions are a real problem. And you don't understand the real distractions are either. So we're going to kind of identify and center ourselves and then focus on getting rid of the distractions that keep us from focusing on what's going on. And I tell you, it really is hard for me because some of you, it's hard to look at when I'm preaching. You might be nodding off. And I'm up. That Steve's like, I'm up. Steve only sleeps when he puts his sunglasses down, right? And I know, because it's not sunny, but he needs a nap. It's okay. But, or maybe you're doing something else. It's easy for me to get distracted. I have a small form of ADD, and I'll get fixated on you. Or maybe you got a funky-looking head, and Fletch. I keep going back. I'm like, I got to stop going that direction, right? And I remind myself, look at Jerry, right? So I look at Jerry for a while, and I kind of get fixated on that, whatever. And it messes me up, and I get distracted. It just happens, right? And it happens to you, and it happens to me. So we're all just it's a fight to stay focused. Say that with me. It's a fight to stay focused. Nobody in that section said it. You see how distracted you did it? You mumbled it. I was pointing behind you, Gail. It's a fight to stay focused. It really is, but it's absolutely, completely worth the fight. Literally, the word distractions comes from a Latin word that I cannot even begin to pronounce, but it was actually derived in 1593-ish. And here's what it means. I like that. It means pulling apart, separating. It means drawing of the mind in different directions, pulling apart. That's what distraction means. A distraction is a noun, but it's also an action. So distractions do things to you. They have a purpose. Distractions are living and breathing. Here's why. We have an enemy that really wants to distract you. We have an enemy that knows he doesn't have to destroy you. He only has to distract you. Now, he can't ruin you with a distraction. right? He can't make you not saved anymore with a distraction. He can't send you to hell once you've accepted Christ with a distraction. But he can mess up your life to the point to where you live miserable and you start to forget about God. And then you start to wonder, wow, this really sucks. You know, I thought life with Christ was supposed to be fun. But Satan knows if he just throws some distractions in there, if he can keep your mind wandering from Christ, if he can keep you not focused on Christ, then he knows that he doesn't have to destroy you. He knows that you're not going to be effective. I mean, how many of you all know that it would be okay that if you can just live in your distractions, you're still going to heaven? Woohoo! I mean, if that was the purpose for the Christian life, you don't even need to come to church anymore. You don't need to read your Bible anymore. You don't need to pray anymore. You simply need to do what Clayton did last week and say, I believe and I want to be saved. Doesn't even have to do what he did this morning. He just needs to do what he did. I told them, if you sit there, I don't talk about you. I lied, Jerry. I lied. He's a distraction. No. Now he's a purpose. He has a purpose, not a distraction. That would be all you would have to do. You would seal your eternity in heaven, and the heck with the rest of it. I mean, wouldn't your life be so much easier if you didn't have to focus on God for the rest of your life? I mean, you could just go and be about your life. You could get whatever job you wanted. You could go live wherever you wanted to do. You can go on vacation whenever you want. Or you can just worry about if you can afford it, and that would be the only determining factor. Or you could hang out with anybody you wanted to hang out with. You would have the freedom to pick your own friends, right? And if you found somebody who was a little too religious, you just, don't hang out with those guys. Go hang out with other people who just kind of love life, And you could just really center yourself on the planet, and it would be easier. I mean, you could picket things. I mean, you could join riots. You could join causes. You could do anything you wanted to do because you have the freedom, because you accepted Christ, and you wouldn't have to worry about asking God if it was okay. Wouldn't that be an amazing way to live? But that's exactly what you do. You allow those things, every single thing I just mentioned, is a distraction to the real purpose in your life, which is following Christ. Not being a good witness, not being a good Christian, not making sure you're always in church and always doing this and always doing that, but following Christ on a daily or a moment by moment time. That's why you're here. Everything else is a distraction. And I'm here to tell you that stinks. It does. You should not want to do that. You're not made for that. Your body, your mind, your physical being does not want to give up the rest of your life to follow Christ. The Spirit inside of you wants to do that, and your body is going to fight it tooth and nail. I hate it if I'm talking to somebody who's a Christian and they're like, oh man, I wake up every day and I don't want to do anything but follow God. You're such a liar. You can't. Paul literally says your flesh cannot do what the Spirit wants you to do. It cannot want to do what the Spirit wants you to do. It's impossible. They're on polar opposite ends. So when you wake up and you're like, me, I want to go do what God wants me to do today. No, you don't. You want to go do what you want to do today. Now, you may want to ask, I want to ask God what he wants me to do today. I'm good with that. I'm good with that because I do too. I want to ask him. I just don't want to listen for the answer. It would be awesome if I could just ask God what I should do and then ignore him. Because when I ask him, he tells me things that I don't want to do. Now, my spirit inside wants to do it, and I know that if I do it and I follow him, I know the outcome is going to be better than what I choose, but I don't want to do it. And I actually hate asking him. I'm just going to be real with you. I've said many times, like just this part of Christian life, coming to church. And it's the worst part of my week. It is. It is. Because I truly believe I'm better at being a Christian today when it doesn't matter than when I'm out in the planet, on the world, seeing people. When it does matter, I'm worse out there. And I see that in my life. That makes me not like this. Because I know that out there the distractions win. That's when it really matters. I mean, how many of you all, so we've been in here a lot longer than I thought. But not as long as we're gonna be. How many of y'all been in here so we've been in here, it's 11:21, we kicked everything off at 10:30. How many of you all have checked your Facebook at least 3 times since you've been in here? Since you've been in here at 10:30, you've checked it at least 3 times an hour. It's all right, John, let's be honest. Okay, now, the average in an hour Facebook checking is 4. That's the average. In our culture, in an hour, you will check Facebook. So, you're all going to leave here. Many of you, just be honest, how many of you are going to check Facebook after you start the car but before you put it in drive? It doesn't do you any good to lie. I already know these answers, right? Right? Okay, so maybe not. So, let's see, you're going to get in traffic, okay? Yeah, newsflash, when you leave here, don't be in a hurry. How many of you are going to be sitting in traffic and your wife is going to check Facebook? Right? That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Now, how many of you, while you're, when you're stopped, you'll have your phone. Yep. Right? See that? See that? So it will take you around 30 minutes. If traffic were stopped in front of us, it takes around 35 minutes to get to the bridge. That means you will continuously check Facebook for the next 30 minutes. And yet in here, you spent an hour and didn't even do it. See what I mean? Now, does that mean checking Facebook in the car is bad? No. I mean, unless you're really driving, that's not good. I'm not endorsing that. But what about the communication that you could be having? What about the conversation you could be talking about? My wife and I are working on my communication skills because I'm really not a good communicator. I'm not. She'll tell you. I would rather put it inside. I have a lot of conversations. I'm not going to lie. But they're all going on up there, right? I have arguments. I have discussions. I mean, everything going on in my brain, but I never get it out. So wouldn't it be better? So let's look at a story real quick. We'll accelerate a little bit. Look at Luke 10, verse 38. The story of this verse, you've heard the story before. So what's going on is Jesus is wandering through and his disciples were on their way. He just means they're on their way. They're just traveling, okay? They come to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. Now, this was not pre-planned, okay? They did not call Martha ahead of time and say, hey, we're coming over, right? Or Martha didn't send them an invite and was like, hey, come to dinner at my house, right? Like that. They were just wandering through and they showed up at a house and Martha just comes to the door and says, hey, come on in. Well, what happens is Jesus and the disciples, they just come on in and they sit down. Now, keep going. Verse 39 says that she had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. So here we go. Mary and Martha live in the same house. Martha opens the door and says, Jesus, disciples, come on over here. Come over here. They come in, they sit down in the living room. Her sister, as soon as Jesus walks in the door, goes and sits at his feet. Acknowledge. I'm just going to go where Jesus is at. Right? Martha, on the other hand, a slacker, but Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, Lord, don't you care that my sister's left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me, right? So Martha's the one that opens the door and says, Jesus, disciples, come on in. Holy crap, Jesus and the disciples are here. I got to go make a cobbler. Oh my gosh, nobody swept the bathroom. Holy cow, the toilet paper does not match the drapes. Oh my gosh, somebody used the decorative soap. What am I going to do? Right? So she gets all weirded out. She brought Jesus in and then gets weirded out. And she goes to Jesus. She's like, hey, don't you care that Mary is just sitting there doing nothing? Now, Martha gets a bad rap. I get it. But how many of you all have that one member of your family who only brings Tupperware to a potluck? Y'all don't have anybody in your family that does that? You do? Yeah. Yeah, empty Tupperware. They always bring empty Tupperware to a potluck. Don't bring anything else but the empty Tupperware. That's it. Y'all are lying. Or you're the lazy bunch going to your other family because everybody has one. Or a church. Okay, how many of y'all know somebody that comes to a church potluck and only brings empty Tupperware? We used to have a couple in our church. We went to a big church, bigger, big. Not as big as ours, but big. It was a big church. We'd have potluck, and there would be like 300 people come to potluck, and they brought a can of corn and an empty Tupperware. Because everybody's going to make better. Anyway, so that's kind of what she's looking at Mary. She's like, come on, Mary, it's lazy. You're lazy, Mary. We got stuff to do, man. What's Jesus keep going? Verse 40, right? Martha, Martha, Martha. That's where they got that for a Brady Bunch. 7 people, really? The Lord answered, you're worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or few things are important, one of your translations says. Or indeed, only one. Only one. Y'all know what he's talking about, right? What, Regina? Himself. He's talking about himself. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. Notice, he didn't say Mary has chosen what was right, only right. Didn't say, Martha, you're doing what's wrong. Simply said, Mary has chosen what is better in this situation. You see how this pertains to you all the time? You're going to be faced with what would be better for my life. Not if it's wrong. Come on, you're Christians now. You don't have to worry about if you're going to do something wrong to the point that you're now secure in heaven is up for grabs. You don't have to worry about sin in your life messing up your eternal destination. You don't have to worry about that. Now what you've got to worry about is what's better for your life. Not right and wrong. Now that's good and bad news. Because you're going to do things that are fine. Just not at the right time, maybe. You're going to do things that take away from what you really should be doing. Do you have to get baptized? We started it this way. No. But it would be better if you did. Why? Because it tells the story to everybody else. Your life's not about you anymore. Your life's about your relationship with God and what that speaks to others about. It's better. There's a better choice. And you're going to be sitting there and thinking about that and wanting to do what you want to do, but that's a distraction to what you should be doing. I mean, Jesus is ultimately saying, Martha, I understand what you got. You got a good heart. You need to hear this, people. Jesus is not saying, Martha, you're screwed up. Martha, your heart's in the wrong place. He's saying, Martha, you're getting distracted by stuff that doesn't matter right now. I really don't need to eat right now. I really don't care what's on the floor right now. I just want to hang out with you. I just want to talk. I just want to share with you. Martha, that's more important right now. It really is. It's okay. And Mary has chosen, and that's okay. I'm not taking that away from her. I'm not gonna do that to her. How many of y'all can see that you got some distractions in your life that are okay and good, but really take away? So some of you don't have Facebook. Let me see if I can get up in your business. Okay, if you don't have Facebook and yet you have an iPhone, Can you raise your hand? No Facebook, but iPhone. We're going to get everybody now. That's good. Take it out. Can you bring me mine real fast? I didn't mean to wake you up. You know what she was doing? Looking at her Facebook. Oh, now you were looking at the church Facebook, weren't you? Yeah. She was editing some stuff. Right, some stuff. Oh my gosh. Hold on a minute. Crap, I got a lot of notifications. Hi, Rick. Yeah, I got it. Oh, sorry. See? See that? Does yours ding? How many of y'all ding when you get a notification? How many phones in the... y'all start being honest with me, okay? I ain't leaving until we start being honest. How many of y'all ding every time CNN tells you something? Oh, sorry. Not CNN. Nobody cares what they're saying. How many of y'all's phone ding when Fox News says something? Hey! Oh my God. See, look, now y'all like, did they say something? No, I didn't want to tell you about that. Where are you going? Yeah, you can check it here. I literally said, get your phone out. So here's what Apple did, and I hate that they did this. If you go to settings, right below the words "Do Not Disturb," you only have to go to the main page of settings. There's a thing called screen time. Came out with the last update, 2 updates ago. How many of y'all look at it? That's what I thought. No, you're not. You might. I agree, and the rest of you are like, oh, didn't even know they had that. Still wish I didn't. So, screen time tells you how many minutes you are in a particular application. Literally, it tells you how often you do this. There's a motion to this. Did you literally just text me and tell me to stay in the camera? Who did it? Where's he at? Text Papa back and tell him stay in church. If you in church, you don't have to worry about what camera view you get of me. Anyway, so I can tell you, social, and it will get, here's the bad news. It'll tell you over the past hour, it'll tell you over the past day, it'll tell you over the past week, and it'll tell you over the past month. I am an above average person. Because they take the average in culture that people use it, and then they compare you to them. That's not good. It's not good. I'm 4 minutes above average in the last hour and a half. Hour and a half. I'm at an hour and a half. I am 26 minutes above average in total phone usage over the past day. 26 minutes above average. Those aren't good stats. They're not bad stats. I'm not using my phone for anything bad. Just using it in what I think is too much. This is what so since y'all got really, really quiet, let's just hang here and we're not going to go any further. That little device has only been around for 2 decades. And so I'm not pointing my finger at you, and I can't go more than 10 minutes without picking it up. That's the average. That's the average. I can't go more than 7 minutes without picking it up. Do you know that I check that thing, and then about 15 minutes later, I pick it up and find out what happened on Facebook in the last 15 minutes? Do you know that I have never, ever picked it up and went, oh my God, I cannot believe I waited that long to know that? Do you know that, so my habit of journaling that my therapist said I needed to do, I will be journaling. and I have notifications that come up on my phone and my iPad at the same time. Anybody got that? That's really convenient, unless you're trying to do something else. And I will be journaling, and I will be talking to God about my day, and a notification will pop up, and I will be like, oh my God, I got to deal with that. And I will literally stop the time that I'm spending with God to take care of something. Do you know how stupid that is? To me, I mean, this is on me. How stupid it is that one's running my life. That's what's running my life. Now, I'm not trying to demonize the devices. I'm trying to demonize the importance I'm putting on them. Right? I'm literally afraid that one of you is going to give me some news that if I don't respond to in the next 3 or 4 minutes, that life's going to stop. You know, in my mind, I guess I've got you sitting at home going, it's been a minute. Why didn't he respond? Why didn't he respond? And I've said all these things before. I have my dad, he'll try to call me, and maybe I just didn't hear it. Maybe I'm doing something I can't answer the phone during. God forbid. And then he will text me. I tried to call you. Yeah, thanks, Captain Obvious. Call me. I need to talk to you. Where are you? I guess you're busy. So I'll stop everything. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, we're out of bread. You sure? Somebody didn't pick up the bread. Wow. Right. And I'm teasing him, but he may have actually done that before. I don't know. But it's not about that. It's about me literally giving that device that sort of distracting power over my life. So how are you going to apply this? How are you going to apply this? Can I go ahead and I want you to throw the verse up here one at a time that I put out. And I'm going to deter all the notes and just go straight to the scripture and let y'all apply every single one of them. So 1 Corinthians, Paul wrote, he said, I am saying this for your own good, not to restrict you, but you may live in a right way in undivided devotion to the Lord. That's a non-distracting way to the Lord. I don't know what's in your life and distracting. I mean, many of you did raise your hand and say you don't have Facebook. And cool. Maybe there's something else. It could just be the phone itself. Could be your tech. Could be your grandkids. I don't care. I don't know what it is. It could be anything. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to step on toes. The next verse. What did I put? Keep to a path. Oh, hold on. I love this. So Solomon's writing about a really bad woman. A bad woman. Like, one of those women. None of your women in here. No, none of your women in here. This is about a bad woman. Solomon, let me tell you what Solomon doesn't say about the bad woman. Solomon doesn't say, hey, just go out for drinks. It'll be okay. Just take her to town, just kind of hang out, just have conversation. It'll be fine. Nobody else is really treating her well. You should be the one that kind of hangs out with her, right? It's not what he says. He says, keep your path far from her. Don't even go near the door. Now you're wondering, how does that matter? I think we need to treat distractions like they're a sinful woman. As a guy, you should know what Solomon's talking about. That draw, that desire. Solomon says, keep your butt away from her door. Don't even go near her. That's the kind of thing you need to do. I think I need to treat distractions that way. I need to stay away from. If I can't handle it, if I'm checking Facebook every single freaking hour 4 times, maybe I need to stay away from it for a little while at all. You know how many people y'all have gone? Mally, she went away from social media last week. Was it last week? A couple weeks ago? Right. She only used my phone to check it. Sometimes she used her mom's. I get it. That's not what I'm talking about, though. You've heard people. People even post it on Facebook. I love this. I'm going to be taking a break from Facebook for a while. How important do you think you are that everybody on their friend list is going, well, I haven't seen any pictures of their steak dinner in a while. I wonder what's wrong. Holy cow, there must be something really wrong in that house. And you call up somebody and gossip about them or something. I don't know. I mean, what kind what kind of importance do you got to think you have that you need to announce to the planet that you're not going to be on Facebook for a little bit? Maybe you just need to walk away. I'm working on some things. I am. So I'm not going to share everything I'm doing with it, but I know I've identified it. I'm going to do it. Here's the only thing I can tell you. If you text me and I text you back really quick, you're just not that important right now. Don't take that bad. You're just not that important right then to what I'm doing, to what I feel God is asking me to do right then. I'm going to devote that to my life. I'm taking away ding notifications. I will just tell you that. My phone is not going to ding anymore with notifications. If I want to know something, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to allow God to say, why don't you go get it? Why don't you seek out the information instead of having the information just brought to you? I'm still going to wake up with YouVersion. I'm going to let that, when I wake up in the morning, there's going to be a verse sitting on my screen. So that when I pick it up, I'm not going to find out how dumb Trump is or how smart Trump is based on what my phone tells me. I'm not going to find out just all those information. I'm going to find out what God's Word says. I'm devoting that. That's first. It needs to be first, okay? And that's the first thing you need to do. You need to decide what's important. You need to make that determination first. And you need to focus in on it. You've got to. You've got to. You see how I told you it's going to be a little harder than it was to just throw away some crap? Right? Because some of you, how many of you all have grandkids that are up north? Oh. And how many of them have something posted on Facebook by their parents that their parents expect you to see? Oh, it's okay. I already know the answer. You know, they're going to call you and go, well, didn't you see it on Facebook? Anybody ever said that to you? I want you to walk straight up to them next time you see them and punch them dead in the mouth. Because that is one of the dumbest phrases our culture has ever come up with. Because I don't think you're enough valuable to pick up the freaking phone and tell you that your grandkid broke his arm. I literally talked to her grandparent. I didn't know my grandson broke his arm for a week. And my daughter said, well, didn't you see it on Facebook? I was like, you need to get her out of the will. Put me in. Because I knew the moment it happened. Identify those things in your life. Identify that crap. We're so accustomed to it, you don't even see it as a distraction, and neither do I. I see it as normal. There is no way that should be normal. No way. No way. The next thing you need to do, and we're done. Not going to make it. We've got to reevaluate how we see people. Okay? And we need to change our actions, right? And you need to start doing some different things in order to do that. This is really simple, and I'm going to give you an action step. This has been on my mind since they opened. How many of y'all love Aldi? You don't have to be cheap. It's okay. How many's never been to an Aldi? Okay, so you got two assignments. Aldi's on the corner of Pine Ridge and Summerlin. How many of y'all never leave the beach once you get here? I'm not going off the beach for nothing. Go to Aldi. Go to Aldi. The best. They're cool. But here's the thing with Aldi. I want to change. I want to single-handedly change the culture of Aldi. I'm going to do it. At Aldi, when you go up, you have to put a quarter in a slot for the shopping cart, and it unlocks it. Now, when you don't worry, pinch your penny. You get your quarter back when you park your cart and plug it in to the next cart. You get your quarter back. Novel, right? Here's what I want to do. I want everybody at Beach Baptist to not take their quarter back. Sherry and I have been doing it. It freaks people out. And I just think that culture needs to change. Now, you are not allowed to leave your cart by your car. The reason they do that is so that you tightwads will take your cart back up and get your quarter back, right? So they don't want you leaving it in the parking lot. Don't be the Christian who's like, well, at least I gave them the quarter. Least they can do is push it back up there for me. Don't be that way. I want us to change the way we're thinking about that. I want us to start treating people differently. Stop looking at people as a distraction, right? Start focusing. If you can't do that, literally, here's the problem. There's other things in your life that are distracting you. If you're racing in it, if you're going back to get that quarter, something's wrong. Okay? I get it. I understand why they do it. Let's change the color. Or take a roll of quarters. How much is that? I've never had one. How much? All right, take a half a roll of quarters. Check this out. And just go down the line of carts and stick the quarter in and unplug them so that every person can just come up and go, oh, I steal a quarter. They will think they got the biggest blessing on the planet because they got somebody else's quarter. It's so crazy. Sharianne and I, we'll do it. We never take our quarter back, okay? It's only been open for a month. But so we've spent almost $1 loving on people. We're so big and mighty on this Jesus thing. Right? So we'll take the cart and we'll give it to somebody. And they try to give you their quarter. They go, let me trade you. Don't do that. Or if it really freaks them out, it will. Take their quarter, but let them see you go put it in another cart and leave it. Right? Or just tell them, no. We're trying to change the culture of Aldi, and we just want to bless people. Let's bless people. It's okay. Aldi doesn't keep your quarters. It's okay. It's not helping Aldi at all. It's just helping people. Now, I know that's stupid. It really is. But literally, can you imagine if you started everything you did and you started thinking about others? If you get enough of the distractions in your life, I firmly believe this, that you've got so many distractions in your life, you can't think about that. Or you just don't. You're like in a hurry, or you pull up and you're like, quarter to use a cart, come on. They're literally going to save you $2 on a bag of chips. $2. And you're going to gripe because you got to put a quarter in the cart that you get back. But I think I have so many distractions that I can't see that. And now, so that's one challenge. The second challenge is find your way. Start looking at people, start looking at situations where you can change your focus into something more godly so that you can hear the voice and that you can respond. What I know for a fact, when you listen, you will hear. Well, how you know that, preacher? I got a Bible verse. Go to the Isaiah one. It's my last verse. We're done. And I don't know why I keep telling you that. I guess I think you're being antsy. No, actually, somebody 2 weeks ago sent me an email and goes, how long's service going to start going to? Is that a prophecy or a request? I don't know. Like this. I love this. So here's what Isaiah says. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way. Walk in it. The promise is, whenever you're walking, if you'll listen, there's a voice that says, go that way. Do this. Respond this way. Act this way. Do that. Not because it's different and not because of it, but just do that. Just do that. See, the promise is, if you'll open your ears, if you'll get rid of the distractions, whatever it is that's taking up your time that's pulling you away from the voice, if you'll do that, the promise is there will be this voice that talks to you, that you get to hear, that you have the ability to listen to. The promise is He will tell you what to do. Isn't that better? You don't have to. Good news. You don't have to. But it is better. It is better. I can promise the idea you've got for your life is horrible in comparison to what that voice that's walking behind you saying, go this way and go that way. Your idea is way worse than that voice. That's the creator of the universe that's taken time to speak to you. He's doing that to me. And I'm so smart, I listen to everything else. I let my attention be drawn any other way. I do things that aren't better. They're not wrong. They're not better. Because of the stuff that I've allowed to take on my time. I know we spoke a lot about the devices you pack around and the social media and the stuff like that. And I hope you'll become mindful of it now. I hope. Maybe it'll bother you just a little bit. Not because of their being bad, but because of what you could be doing, what you could be thinking about, what you could be centered on. The relationships you can have and develop better than through those devices. Stand with me and we'll go. I say we got a song, they say we got a song. What are we singing? You just, what? Oh, Emily, then you got to come sing it. You're not an intern. Now you're just doing it because you love to. Let me pray. Oh, you mean pray first? Let's pray while you're bringing that up. God, thank you for this glorious day. Thank you for the ability to come in. Thank you for being able to come in and get distracted from that stuff for just a moment. Can this be in my life, God, the norm? Can I let you distract me from it? Can I let you pull my attention back to your face? I know you'll do it. I'm asking for the desire, for the courage to step away from what the world's offering and let you speak into my life. All because of what you did for me and because you love me. In your name we pray. Amen. Let's sing and we'll go.
Y'all celebrate with us. Come on.
I was buried